like to bring this meeting to order. This is the Thursday, September 29th, 2022 meeting of the Vicksburg Warren School District Board of Trustees. At this time, we would like Chesley Fields to please come up and give us our invocation.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and pray with you guys tonight. Let's bow our heads and close our eyes. Father, we come to you this afternoon in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you that you have given us this opportunity to serve our children and the educational needs of our community. We call upon you as we begin tonight's meeting. Holy Spirit, we need your guidance in everything that we do. We ask your blessing upon tonight's agenda, and we ask you to give us the spirit of wisdom and counsel from above. We pray for a spirit of unity and cooperation as we work together to solve problems and to serve our community. I thank you for these leaders that are gathered here tonight. I pray a special blessing upon each and every one of them as we proceed in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on now. First of all, I want to say thank you to Miss Sally for taking the helm of this of these last two meetings, as I have been out of town and in the hospital and a whole other list of stuff that I don't want to go into right now, but thank you very much for doing that. All right, so we're going to go to agenda item C1, the adoption of the agenda.
Make a motion we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have the approval of the last meeting's minutes. That's going to be item D1. Mr. Pratt?
Yes, sir. Board members, you have before you the minutes for the special called board meeting on August the 4th and our regularly scheduled board meeting for August the 25th. Are there any additions or deletions to the minutes or corrections? Seeing as none, I make a motion we accept the minutes of August 4th and August 25th as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We have the superintendent's report. It's all you, brother.
Well, we had a pretty big week. There's a bunch of stuff I did, but nothing as important as the Mississippi Department of Education's announcement earlier this week on Tuesday. We actually got invited to a reception that was thrown for us, and the sponsors for that event was the mayor, Mayor George Flaggs, Harley Caldwell, and it was housed at the Duff Green Mansion. Shelley Tingle and the Chamber of Commerce sponsored that. So it was a neat opportunity for us to go in and have the community kind of celebrate us for a little bit. And when we talk about how we got to where we are, and the official rating was made official this morning at the Mississippi Department of Ed. So it is final with no wiggles. We are a B-rated school district. And that is incredibly exciting for us. We know that this did not occur in a year, didn't occur in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 6 years. Like I told that group, I wasn't shocked, to be honest with you, because in 2019, our benchmark data showed us in December that we were about 8 points shy of a B rating then. So for 2 years, we did not get a rating from the Mississippi Department of Education, so it was nice to be back in the saddle of normal and get the opportunity to demonstrate what we've done. I do want to, if the board doesn't mind, I'd like to bring up some facts about what we've done, and this board has directed us in their vision to accomplish. The district's accountability rating increased from 2022 from a D rating in 2019 to a B rating in 2022. There are 3 schools that earned an A rating, and 9 schools increased the rating from 2019. One of the important facts, and we didn't have the data at the time, or it would have been in this fact sheet, River City Early College High School program, their scores go back to Vicksburg High and Warren Central in the structure of our early college. However, because they are a school of innovation, we do have to report their data separately as an individual school. As an individual school, their aggregate score based on the same methodology that the Mississippi Department of Ed has rates them at a 867.7. The reason that's significant is because the highest performing school in the state of Mississippi is an 849. So if River City Early College was its own entity, it would be the highest performing school in the state of Mississippi. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. The number of pre-K classrooms, if y'all remember when we started establishing what we needed to do, this board was brave and decided we needed everybody to be able to send their children that lived in our county to a pre-K, and we moved from 4 of those to 17. The students that are graduating last year in 2022, the highest graduation rate we've ever had, and a 4-year graduation rate of 89%, which is above the national average and the state average. In the 2021-22 school year, those students in the district engaged in courses leading to 6,915 semester hours of college credit, which represented a saving in tuition of over $6 million. The seniors of the 2022 class earned 5,928 semester hours throughout their 4 years of college, high school and college, and that saved over $5 million for their families. In the last 3 years, the VWSD students all together have earned 21,063 college credit hours at no cost to the families, but the board and Hinds Community College have a memorandum along with Alcorn State University, Mississippi State, and William Carey, and that is a grand total of $16 million worth of savings to our families through tuition. In 2020, since 2020, we've had 80 students in our district graduate with associate's degrees from college at the same time that they graduated from high school. Don't know of anybody else that can say that. 130 students graduated from RCEC since its inception in 2016, with the first cohort graduating in 2020. We have 28 businesses that have signed formal business partnership agreements. Now we've got some loose commitments and partnerships that existed before that, but the board approved a methodology for us establishing what a signed business partner is. We have 28 of those. In 2021, 60 students earned industry certifications such as CPR, forklift, AutoCAD, NCCER, and more. 6 Vicksburg Warren school districts have earned the Lighthouse status from Franklin Covey, which is a part of the Leader in Me initiative, which is their highest caliber of designation for the Leader in Me program. We had the first high school in the world, which was River City Early College in their designation, 4 elementaries and 1 middle school, and the middle school was the first in a 4-state region, and that's pretty impressive too. The community invested heavily in infrastructure into our buildings to support the transformation, the inside of our academy model at our high school and our other sites, so all 16 sites, raising over $83 million in bond issue and funding $143 million worth of improvements. And those are easy to see. We had someone that used to work in the district a few years back that visited us and was blown away at the transformation of the facilities. Every high school student is in an academy, which has an exit strategy. And with our exit strategies, we want our students to exit with one of those 4. 1, we want them to be enlisted in one of the branches of the armed forces. We want them to be an entrepreneur, because it's okay to work for yourself. We want them to be enrolled in a post-secondary institution, or we want them to be employed with credentials that they earn with us so that they can be ready for life after high school. We're the only designated for next generation learning community in Mississippi. The district has provided a device for every student and teacher in the district since 2017, which was a couple years pre-COVID. You know, a lot of folks got their devices when that hit. You were ahead of the curve, and we've been a Google reference district since 2018. In 2022, our 3rd grade reading scores surpassed pre-pandemic levels with a 92.7% student pass rate of a 3 or higher on the 3rd grade reading gate. The Vicksburg Warren School District serves approximately 7,000 students in 16 schools, and we have pre-K through post-secondary. We also have 14 adults that have earned their high school diploma through an adult diploma. Of course, you know, that doesn't count because not everything that counts is counted. And we also have a program that's called Project Search, where our students who have a disability that cannot allow them to graduate with a traditional high school diploma from the Mississippi Department of Education. They have a separate graduation ceremony, and they're able to do job-alike work, and that partnership is done through our local hospital. These are some of the things, and to me, just like I explained to the group that we spoke to, we love the bee, don't get me wrong. We're very proud of it. It was a lot of hard work. The teachers broke their back to do lots of extra work outside of the classroom, after school, during their summertime, away from their family to make that happen. Our administrators, all of our support staff, everybody that gets our kids here in a safe environment, all of that goes into play. That bee is a marker for where we're headed next. It's along the road of the next step for us. So as excited as we are for the bee, we're not stopping, and we'll continue to grow and progress just like we have over the last 9 years. We have increased performance each one of those years, and we expect to continue to do that. So I'm very proud of this particular board. They did a lot of things that were out of the box, a lot of support in some areas with a lot of faith and trust that it was working, not on me, in my opinion, but based on what research says will work. And I applaud them for the barely outside of volunteer pay they get, but I appreciate all their hard work and all the time and energy they've given to make sure this has occurred. So thank you. We're excited as a district, and we're moving forward. A couple of other things, and Dr. McGee, if you don't mind, we have a couple of resolutions that I would like for you to read.
Mr. Superintendent, may I just, before you do that,
Sure.
may I add on to your report, please?
Certainly.
I just, and I know you just happened to, you had so much going on, you just forgot about it. But Vicksburg High is a national blue ribbon school.
Yep.
And what that means is it is recognized by MDE, the Mississippi Department of Education, and the U.S. Department of Education. So they are a lighthouse school, and what happens in a nutshell, the chief state school officer gets to select 4 schools annually, and they have to be like a third disadvantage to be nominated, the school that is. And Vicksburg High achieved what they call an achievement gap closing. So with that, they will have a lighthouse, or a blue house, I should say, not for Jackson State, but we'll have a blue house on their campus also. So Leader and me, we have 6 lighthouse, and we have 1 blue house, which is going to be a blue ribbon school that's recognized by MDE.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we also, later on in the agenda, there is the approval of that award, and it will be in Florida. I know that some of the board members are going to accept that. We can't wait to bring the accolades back and acknowledge the work that has happened. And those of you that have not visited Vicksburg High School lately, there's this mindset of a long time ago. There was this pride, and for some reason that pride had taken a stumble for a bit, but Dr. Highland and her staff have re-engaged that in such a way that it doesn't even feel like the same place. I've never been there that there isn't learning going on. Jim actually participated in the review. They had a whole review panel that came in, and they put us through the ringer with a lot of questions for hours. We had community members that participated, and there was a wonderful celebration the day that we found out. So we can't wait to get officially awarded, and we will be bringing that back for sure. We've got 2 resolutions. Doc, do you have them both? I've got one up here.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind, would you please read those for us?
Yes, sir. Resolution. The Board of Trustees of the Vicksburg Warren School District, in an effort to honor and memorialize a dedicated teacher and contributor to the children of Warren County, does hereby agree to adopt the following resolution. Whereas Arthur Lamar Powell departed this life on August 25th, 2022. Whereas Mr. Powell served and inspired the students in Warren County as a teacher and teacher's assistant at the Grove Street Alternative School, Academy of Innovation, and Bovina Elementary School. Whereas Mr. Powell was a musician who shared his musical gifts and passion for playing the guitar with many through his work at Michael's Music. Whereas Arthur Lamarck Powell was a loving husband to his wife, Linda Powell, and a dedicated father and devoted grandfather. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Vicksburg Warren School District hereby honors the life and work of Arthur Lamarck Powell and recognizes with great appreciation his contributions to the students of the Vicksburg Warren School District and the community. Further, that this resolution be presented to his family. Further, that this resolution be made a part of the minutes of the Vicksburg Warren School District. So ordered on this 29th day of September, 2022.
And we would need a motion for this particular resolution before we
I
move
make
on
a
to the next
motion,
one.
we approve the Arthur Lamar Powell resolution.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the Arthur Powell resolution, and I will add that that was one of the greatest men I've ever known in my life. Played music with him for 30 years. I've got a motion. Can I get a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution. The Board of Trustees of the Vicksburg Warren School District, in an effort to honor and memorialize a dedicated employee and contributor to the children of Warren County, does hereby agree to adopt the following resolution. Whereas Ms. Mary Elizabeth Griggs departed this life on September 3rd, 2022. Whereas Ms. Griggs, known as Ms. Mary to her colleagues and students, fed generations of public school students in Warren County at Warren Central Junior High School, where she held several positions in the cafeteria before advancing to serve as lead baker. Whereas Ms. Griggs was a quiet leader who served for 40 years in the district and who led by example and completed every task with great dignity and pride. Whereas Ms. Elizabeth Griggs was a devoted mother to her daughter, Joanna Griggs, Sampson Jones, and loving grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and friend. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Vicksburg Warren School District hereby honors the life and the work of Mary Elizabeth Griggs and recognizes with great appreciation her contributions to the students of the Vicksburg Warren School District and to the community. Further, that this resolution be presented to her family. Further, that this resolution be made a part of the minutes of the Vicksburg Warren School District. So ordered this 29th day of September, 2022.
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the presentation of Ms. Mary Elizabeth Griggs.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept the resolution for Miss Mary Elizabeth Griggs. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. McGee.
Been stated, a place is only as good as the people in it, and these were two wonderful people that served our babies for a long time, and we appreciate them and honor them in this way, and thank y'all so much for that resolution. Get my glasses back on.
Join the crowd.
I know,
You're going to
right?
wear those more often now, I think. Is that a sign of something?
Say that again?
You wear them more
Oh,
often.
you need hair next
No, I have
too.
to have them if it's under 2 feet. We have a request to appear from the board during public participation. Medgar and Angela Scott Foundation. Do we have a representative here? Yes. All right. Well, you can come to the mic at this point.
I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Carla Sullivan Sanders, and my background includes that of a social worker, educator, and currently I am the executive director of the Medgar and Angela Scott Foundation. We have a community life center located on Sherman Avenue across from the Culkin Water District. And basically, my purpose in being here today is to see if I can form some sort of collaboration and partnership with the Vicksburg Warren School District. I would like to briefly share with you the resources and programs we have daily at our center. We have been in operations only since April, which has been 5 months, and in those 5 months, we've served over 1,300 to 1,400 people. in our center with tutoring skills, life skills, literacy skills, planned and we've implemented events that we've carried out, workshops and more. We also have a senior citizen program on Tuesdays and Thursdays for those that are 60 and older between the hours of 10 and 2. We have an after-school program that we offer Monday through Friday between the hours of 3 and 5 from pre-K to 12th grade. We did a STEM program this summer for 8 weeks, and we offered an adult literacy program where we would love to work with the parents, and we have worked with parents and students of the Vicksburg Warren School District here, offering adult literacy skills for literacy programs, job skills, resume writing, business writing, okay? Again, we did offer an ACT prep workshop yesterday. And what we're doing those on your 63% days. We're having students to sign up online, and they come to our center. We have certified teachers that we have hired to participate and to teach those students. Yesterday, we probably had over 20 of your students in our workshop, and they really loved it. They actually want more of it. So what we're wanting to do is to partner with you all, collaborate in some effort to assist you all. Not to reinvent the wheel, but we want to be here. We want everyone to know we are in the community and we're here to partner with you all and just to be here to let you know, okay? I would love for you all to come, 2710 Sherman Avenue, see our facility. It's a pretty nice facility that we, upgraded, state of the arts, and our students and the seniors that come in the building each day love it. So I would hope that you all will come by, take a tour, and see what we have to offer.
You're right next door to the NRCS building, the soil conservation building?
Yes,
Okay.
we are, right across from the Coke and Water District.
Well, you're fortunate, the board has hired a full-time employee that does nothing but establish partnerships. So
Oh, wow.
Dr. Prentice McLean, I will have him reach out to you.
Thank you so
And we can begin
much.
the conversation on what that takes. for
Thank
sure.
you so much. We
Absolutely.
have so many parents who are calling us wanting the one-on-one tutoring skills and preparation ACT skills that we offer. But of course, our after-school program is only $50 a week, and that's for 3 hours a day. You can break it down to $3.33 an hour, okay? I mean, you can't really get that anywhere, but this is what we do. I'm a former educator, social worker, leader, trainer, and this is what I love to do. I am also a product of Warren, the school district here. I graduated from Warren Central High in '86. I moved away, and I'm back. I'm running the center, and I love being back home.
Well, welcome back to Vicksburg.
Thank you so
And I
much.
like it. I've been there, and
Yes, you have.
I was blown away. It's beautiful. It's a whole lot of learning going on.
Yes, it is.
Well,
It is.
Medgar and Angela both were Warren Central.
Graduated from
graduates.
Warren Central as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
I graduated with Medgar. Great
Oh,
guy.
wow. Okay, so you
Yep.
know the history behind
Yep,
us.
I do, very well.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so
Thank
much.
you very
for the
much.
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Thanks for being
Okay,
with us tonight.
thank you.
And that will conclude my update. And Sally, I know it was long, but I thought that it was definitely appropriate to mention.
It's Kimball's meeting tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna run everybody out of here with their breath. So, Mark, will you come on up? We'll have our, bond updates.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a couple months, I guess, since I've been here. And congratulations on the B. I know you're happy and proud, and something to celebrate. You should have your reports in front of you. Again, I won't bore you and try to read through it, but I will just hit some of the highlights and jump around, not necessarily in the order in which it's written. At Vicksburg High, I know we've said this a couple of months, but we really are closing in on getting that job finally complete. There are a couple more mechanical issues that popped up. They're supposed to have been corrected, and we'll have that checked out by our engineer next week on Tuesday. The electrical stuff's been done and checked out, and we will have our 1-year warranty inspection hopefully next week sometime and create that list of warranty items that need to be addressed.
Whatever happened about the curb there? We fixed that curb out front, the water issue? We
By
had
the
a drain,
construction trailer,
yeah.
Oh, no, I thought we were,
I mean, are you gonna put curb back in there, or are we just gonna leave that eyesore there? What is
I didn't think we had decided what.
I don't think we have either, that's why we're asking. We had talked about trying to tilt the boxes, but I think that's an impossible thing.
Yeah, we could get the curb, but then you should cut off access to that area down there.
You know, can we revisit that with Richard, maybe get another, if he turns the curb in and can maybe make it to where a car can actually turn in there without bottoming out, that may be acceptable, but right now you can't even use it for access because whatever turns that in there is gonna bottom out.
But you have to have that lip there to stop the water.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a catch-22, but if there's anything we could do, if we put a grate drain down through there or something to catch the water and throw it on down the road.
I'll call Richard.
Yeah.
We'll get him back out there.
Thank you.
Academy of Innovation, they did the 1-year warranty inspection on that, identified those issues, turned that over to the contractor, and I believe Briggs and them are still working through some issues there, may have some movement. Bomar's substantially complete has been, and they're working through the acceptance of the paint with the archives and history. Not much to report at Bovine and Beechwood. So that leaves me at Warren Central. Since we last met, we did have our meeting with the surety and the contractor. We have received the first draft of their schedule. We reviewed it, had some comments, sent it back. I've received the critical path schedule with the comments addressed. I think it was Tuesday. I have not reviewed that completely yet. I'll do that and get back to them with those comments. I guess some of the more significant things too, since we met, the steel has arrived. They've started erecting steel, making progress there. The Paralam, the laminated wood beams have arrived. They've been there a while. You may start seeing those start going up maybe in the next week or two as well. So making good progress there. And that's really just about it, unless you have any questions. Don't have any action items for you tonight.
Well, we had brought up earlier in an earlier conversation, this is for the public, not for you, but about all the laydown items that are going on at Warren Central. It looks like the contractor's taking over a lot more space that we'd asked them to evacuate for parking and aesthetics and all that other stuff. But to give you a level of understanding, when they lay all this steel out, they need to lay it somewhere to put it all together. We call it two-holing it and getting all this stuff put together where they can kind of see how it all goes together. Then they get it up out of the way. Well, they have to have that laydown area to do that. So they're occupying more of the band practice field, which we hate, but they are occupying a little bit more of that to do some of this laydown. And we just ask the public to be patient. We are on that every week.
Multiple times a week,
Times a week,
Yeah.
I get phone calls
So,
and
yeah,
I relay the messages.
We're on that pretty robustly, and we hate for other schools to come in for football games and see all the mess, but right now we're in that situation. We can't do anything but patiently wait, and hopefully they get through pretty quick. Anyway, any other questions on the bond updates? Y'all good? Thank you very much, Mark. Have a
Thanks, Mark.
good,
See you
safe trip
next
driving home. Okay, we'll go to G1 financial report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Financial report, the statement of cash flow. The ending fund balance on the statement of revenues and expenses does reconcile to the ending cash flow report balance for August. As of August, the estimated district fund balance is $23,871,172.68. We are we do continue to monitor the expenses on a monthly basis as we still prepare for our closeout and cleanup for our general ledger. For MAEP collections, the appropriation for August was $2,353,446, which we should see that trend consistent throughout the year. As you know, that July was smaller, and that's been the trend from year to year. But we do consider or will maintain this $2.3 million. Anything else, if anything else fails, we don't know, but we will continue to get the $2,353,446 throughout the year. For our casino revenue, we did receive our revenue on time. The July revenue received in August totaled $54,516.90. And we did receive our August casino revenue that will be reflected on October report. And that amount totals $59,243.45. And that concludes my report.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
on the fund balance, and of course, I call it the cash stabilization fund, but they're the same, one and the same. of the 23 million plus dollars that we have, are we as a board could spend every dime of that like tonight if we wanted to?
No.
Okay, and what is that reason?
I mean, there is a, appropriation for fiscal year '23 that we have allotted in terms of our budget. So, and we do have a fund balance, that we want to maintain. I won't say that it will be at the 23, but, we are monitoring those expenses to make sure that we stay in line with what we budgeted for '23.
Used to be a 7% mandate.
Yeah, it's
We want to
7%.
keep it at 10% for the ratings issues. Technically, you could adjust the budget because it's y'all's money. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, now it would put us in a real tough spot, but it's y'all's money, yes.
Right, okay. No, I guess what I was asking was, I just want to make sure I'm clear because I've been under the impression of a different booger here, so I want to make sure I'm fully and clearly, I can understand what's going on.
Sure.
So it's no other money besides, Fed money, anything like that? It's just,
Well, I will say for district, this is district funds now.
right, that's what I'm asking.
So we do have some federal in there that we're going to get reimbursed for.
Okay, but we can't use Fed money, is that correct, for the district?
No.
Okay, so, now you're getting to my point. Okay, I just want to make sure. I thought I understood it that way.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Sturgis. All right, so we'll go to, we'll need to receive the financial report on G1.
I
One
make a
member will please do that.
motion, we accept the financial report.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the financial report. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And let's go to G3.
Okay. For the workers' comp renewal, you have the information in your packet. We do, from year to year, there is an assessment that's done to make sure that we get the best for our funds. And we are switching back to Berkeley. There's a $70,000 savings there, so we will be doing that, and we'll start that that policy October 1. So we need your approval on the switch.
So it's basically the same cover, or same,
It's the same coverage, yes. The previous policy, they were not able to maintain. They had a high turnover rate, and they were not able to give us that same rate, but Berkeley was able to do so.
And that's an annual savings of $70,000.
That's correct, yes. And we do renew that policy, from year to year, or check the assessment to make sure that we are getting our savings from year to year.
so since we're getting these savings, back to points Mr. Sturgis was making earlier, we budgeted for the current year at the higher rate.
We did, but we want to keep those savings for
But I'm just saying,
future.
so we
Yes,
are gonna
Sure.
still reap the benefit of the 70,000. At the end of the year, we should hopefully have that left over and still
Sure, that's, will be a savings for that particular, yes.
Okay. Make a motion that we approve or the workman's compensation renewal.
Okay, I got a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the workman's comp renewal. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And let's go to G4, Ms. Lewis.
Okay, the FY '22, that's the amended budget that we do every year. Last year was the '21 budget. This is, it's prepared for MDE, so we have to submit this by October 15th. So we needed to get that approved for the fiscal '22 year at this board meeting, so.
Are there any questions concerning the amended FY '22 budget? Seeing there's none, can I get one of the members to make a motion to accept that?
I make a motion, we accept the amended budget presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the FY '22 amended budget as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
All right, so let's go ahead with, we're kind of in a pickle here, so we're gonna, let's go ahead and do the H items, all the proposed consent agenda items, and let's see how many get pulled, and then we'll have a conversation about whether we want to kick this can down the road for an hour or so. Anyone have any items that they would like to pull?
I need to pull H9, please.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
would you pull, and I think we're going to have to stop because I have quite a few here.
Sure, go for it.
H1, 11, 16, 19, 20, 24, 25, 27, 30.
24, 25, 27, and 30.
Yes, sir.
All right, are there any I items? If not, does any other member want to pull anything?
J is also consent.
Yeah, items in J or in I. Mr. Sturgis, you think you can blow through yours in 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's rock and roll then.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the exclusions, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, H1,
H9.
9, 11, 16, 7, no, excuse me, not 17, 19, 20, 24, 25, 27,
And 30.
and 30, excuse me. 17 was not.
Correct.
Okay, so there is a motion on the floor to accept all the consent agenda items with the exception of H1, H9, H11, H16, H19, H20, H24, H25, H27, and H30.
Second.
I've got a second. All in favor? All opposed? Mr. Sturgis, H1.
Yes, sir. I think I just have one on it. On this PA system,
Which page, John?
at Beechwood,
H1.
at Beechwood, I'm sorry, it's on the capital asset, new acquisitions.
Gotcha, I'm with you.
Yeah, number 2. Is that a full PA system, or is it like a bullhorn, or? Because I thought we were supposed to get a PA system.
No, I think it's one of those portable ones that you got like a speaker on a pole and they tear it to functions, set it up, take it down, if I'm not mistaken. Is that
Okay.
Like when the kids
You
are
think-
performing and,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
this would not interact with the
The
intercom
yeah.
system, yeah.
Okay.
And Mr. Sturgis, for that, knowing this type of stuff very well, for that amount of money, it's not going to be
I was
much.
fixing to say, I wish we could get it for $7.99.
There won't be much to it.
I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve H1, please.
Second.
Have a motion to approve H1. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. H9, Ms. Sally?
Yeah, I don't actually have the detailed paper in front of me. My computer is acting up. But when I was looking at each one of these people that want to use the facilities for free, they all want them on Sundays. They want to use the auditorium. My question is, there are 3 of them, and they kind of all want to use all the same stuff all the time, is how does that work when kids are having theater practice, or when there's actually a theater going on, or when there's band concerts? And we just seem to be getting a lot of
Those-
people that want to use our facilities for free, and
It's the free part that they're asking you for.
Right.
There are people that use our facilities, and the policies that y'all have in place require the principal to oversee it, to make sure that it's not going to conflict with anything. And those people
Our
pay,
functions get priority over.
yeah, there are no
Right.
functions during that function, or the principal wouldn't have approved it.
Okay.
But my issue is the policy requires anyone who doesn't pay to be approved by y'all. So what y'all will be asked to do by these entities would be to waive the fee, which is what the request is. And if y'all don't want to waive the fee, the only option they have is to pay the fee.
Mr.
Policy.
Superintendent, may I just add on and
Yes, sir.
to you, please? On these fraternal and sorority organizations, of course, everyone is invited to participate. When I say that, it's the kids of the Vicksburg Warren School District and anybody else, but basically, it is our kids. And we have the leader in me that's doing well in school. But these fraternities and sororities mentor our young men, our young ladies, to make them viable in the world today. So these are, if you want to call it a Cub Scout, Boy Scout, now they're higher than that, but this is the type of organization it is. It mentors them and teach them how to hold a fork, how to hold a knife, how to set a table. And so these are the things they are doing. And of course, Alpha started all of this. And without Alpha Phi Alpha, none of this would be possible.
I believe we have one of these on this board.
But all joking aside, Miss Bullitt, they are not doing just hoorah. Your kid and my kid was a cheerleader, but they're not doing that. They are actually teaching them how to be young men and young women.
And so these particular functions are interacting with the children.
Yes, sir.
This is not just some fraternity wanting to use our facility for their purpose.
Correct.
We got you.
And if I could tag on the end, it's just investment.
Sure.
In our community with our stakeholders. I mean, when you got something nice and you moving ahead, you gonna have more people want to be a part of that. And as long as it's for our kids.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Can I make one, I think this is great. The only thing I noticed though, the approval looks like we're approving it indefinitely. So can we set it to?
It's a year on if you go to the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. But yeah, it's a year up until, I think, because Dr. Highland is a Delta herself, if I'm correct.
Can we just make sure they all are, because this one doesn't, I don't see it on, the others might, but what I'm reading here,
But yeah, a year to year would be perfect. I have no,
school year.
school year. I have no problem with
Why don't
that.
you just approve them for the rest of the school year?
Yeah, for the rest of the school
that's
year.
perfect.
For next year, they come in the summer again, ask for approval, so we're not doing it indefinitely.
I have no problem with that, Mr. Pratt.
Well, then I make a motion, any other questions? Make a motion, we approve the use, H9, with the stipulation that this approval is through the school year, ending at the end of the school year. If they need to pass that, they would need to.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to accept H9 as presented with the amendment that it is only for this school year. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this time, gentlemen, I think we're going to have to, I need to hear a motion to go into closed session to set the agenda for an executive session. The reason we're doing this, and I hate these people sitting out here, our attorney has a previous obligation that we have to go to, but we have to have an executive session for something to happen. So we're going to have to kind of wind this down for a minute. We will come out of that executive session back into open session to complete our agenda items. So it shouldn't take long. I'm not sure where everybody can go sit while we're doing this, but we'll try to make it as fast as we can. Y'all cool with that? All right, so I need a motion to go into.
I make a motion, we go into closed session to determine the agenda for executive session.
Second, Sturgis.
All right, got a second to go into closed session to set the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all so much for your patience. We got so much done while y'all were gone.
Briggs, Allie's getting awarded something, so Briggs had to bail to be able to go do that loud.
He said she would run him off. He didn't attend.
So you want to join the original meeting?
Yes. Right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
Cut your mic off.
It's hot.
I said I'm gonna cut back two more.
Hot and Mike. Did he get you in trouble?
Sitting still.
Every time they impale me up, I have to be careful.
That's right.
Cause I went to the bathroom one time.
Oh, no.
I made sure it was off the other day, that's it.
You let me know when we're ready. All right, we'd like to,
Cut that back on.
You have to gavel.
I do.
Let's pick back up at 11.
All right, we'd like to reconvene our meeting where we left it off. Mr. Sturgis, I believe you're on H11.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you very much. food and nutrition here, and it's the small ware for cafeterias, and I'm looking at the dollar amount, 23,000, and I'm just wondering how many pieces will each school get? Because normally they would get somewhere around 300 pieces per school, and 23,000, and maybe it's been a small cut in all of these that they're purchasing. And I'm just curious, how many pieces they gonna get on this?
So you're talking about each individual,
Yeah,
so what's the division? What's the division between schools?
well, see, it's small wares like spoon, forks,
Right.
portion scales, can openers, push brooms, et cetera, et cetera.
Laura, are you on? No. Anybody from Child Nutrition?
So, oh, wait. Is this, and I'm just curious, is it for all schools, just a few schools?
Well,
And-
this shows,
I can say this, is that they still hadn't received their money for their shoes or any of the clothing for the past 2 years, which is, just baffles me.
You're talking about the workers?
I'm talking about the workers.
We approved that like 1,000,000 years ago.
I thought so too,
Huh,
but they still haven't received it.
wow.
I'm kind of baffled with that also.
Well, according to the breakdown here, and I'm not privy to a lot of this information, it looks like it's spread out over the district as far as, yeah,
So it's gonna be a portion to each school.
yeah, it looks like it.
looks
Wow.
like, and
That's-
Vicksburg
that's-
Junior
that's-
High seems to be getting the
That's
lion's share.
asinine, in my opinion, when each school needs to have their, so you're gonna use, okay, that just doesn't make any sense. I can't vote for that. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
That, I can't even make a motion, somebody else can, because I'm gonna vote against it.
All right, can I get a motion on H11?
Make a motion to approve H11. Someone's got a loop going here.
They say it's just a piece, it's going to a
Okay.
piece and a
All right,
piece.
let's
Make a motion to
But,
approve
Miss
H11.
What's her name used to give everybody 300 pieces, which you get new pieces for everything. And I was in the hotel business for 10 years.
All right,
Right,
so
no
we have a
second.
motion on the table to accept H11. There's no second, so that dies for lack of a second.
Can we ask to get more detailed information? I think that'll help us all out, make the decision, because one of the things also on that item, Jim, was that Vicksburg Junior High was getting like $2,000 or $3,000, and everyone else was a couple of $100 of the small wares, so it would be beneficial to have
Can we get-
have more
So you do
information.
want a detailed report and bring it back to the board?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. When you explain what it is more.
Yeah, and can you add why they hadn't received their money for their shoes and clothing?
All right, so, Mr. Sturgis, you
I don't
want
think
to
you
jump up to H16?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. I might have to go in my box. Hold
No,
on
you're
just a second. Okay.
If somebody would please, can we make an allocation by Jim an iPad?
I can't do that. That's my kids and Brian's, they love that. I wish I could work it like Brian, though. My wife told me I killed a lot of trees. Is Miss Hill? Oh, hey,
Which one are you on?
just
16.
Okay.
16. On this, were all schools able to participate, or just these schools, there's some particular schools that were able to participate in this?
All schools that had 6th through 8th grade were given the opportunity to participate.
Okay. So did all schools participate?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'd like to make a motion.
Is there any particular reason why they didn't?
What was shared with me is that they had a lot of other things going on, and they didn't want to add anything else right now.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve H16, please.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve H16. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. H19, Mr. Sturgis.
It's 19. 19 and if I, oh no, I was gonna bunch them together, but I can't. On this production with, we always have the attorney to look at the contract. Do we know if the attorney,
They did.
the attorney did?
That's actually been going on since last month. He's been reviewing it.
Okay, so Briggs has looked at it.
Absolutely has been looked at, approved.
I'd like to make a motion to approve H19, please.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. All right, H20.
Showcase our recruitment for students. Oh, okay. On the total cost of the rental, I saw somewhere it was 3,800. Well, do I need to, well, this is for public knowledge,
It
right?
shows,
38
yeah, it's 1,900
something?
for
Okay.
setup, 1,900 for the showcase on different dates, and another showcase on different dates.
And
And
so-
so it's basically 1,900 a day.
So how many days is it? Is it two, it's 3 days, 24,
Setup, yeah.
26?
Yeah, setup is the 24th for 1,900, showcase on Wednesday on the 25th for 1,900, and the additional showcase day on Thursday, the 26th for 1,900. So setup and 2 days of showcase.
Okay, okay. And Briggs did look at the contract.
That I can't absolutely.
Is the addendum signed? I mean, we use this
They
constantly.
typically don't, sir. They don't sign the addendum. These are pretty standard contracts that Briggs has seen over and over again. It's practically the exact same thing, but every time we use the convention center.
Can we just
The same
approve
thing
it?
for graduation.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I just wanted to
Can we
make sure
just-
that it's,
Can we just approve it and
Contingent on attorney
I just
contingent
wanted-
on,
right. And I knew we did it for graduation.
Will you approve it then, or put it up for a motion, for a vote contingent upon attorney approval?
Yes, sir. I sure will. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the H20 with contingent upon the attorney has looked at the contract.
I have a motion and a second to approve H20 contingent upon attorney approval. All right, what about H24, Mr.
we
Sturgis?
gonna vote on it?
Which
Oh,
one?
well, yeah, we might want to vote. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. All right, H24,
Where are we?
24.
4?
bus purchases.
Hold on just a second. I gotta go find that. 23.
Ms. Taylor is on the line.
Oh, just, is she on the line?
She is.
All right. Ms. Taylor,
I see her, but I don't know she is.
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Look, I just got a couple of questions. I know we just bought, what, 11, 12, 13 buses or something?
13.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
13.
okay. Now, do you plan on purchasing any more buses before the end of the school year?
I have enough money in the budget to purchase one more if it becomes available.
Okay. So as we replacing buses, we are ridding ourselves of the old buses, or are we keeping those on the road also?
No, sir, we're replacing buses.
Okay. So if I heard you correctly, maybe before the end of the, is there any reason why you did not include that bus in this purchase right here, since you had enough in your budget? It wasn't available, right?
No, sir, it wasn't. Those buses were supposed to be another district's bus, or 2 buses, but they bagged out of it. So it was a great opportunity to get them while they were available.
Okay. Did you tell me the last time that we did not purchase any Fed buses, but Fed is in the process of maybe purchasing some?
That's correct. Well, SPED should, yes, sir, SPED will hopefully purchase a bus.
Okay. Are our sped buses old?
We
Air
have-
conditioning?
They are, all sped buses are air conditioned.
That's
They
wonderful.
they all are in pretty good condition. We have two that are 2007 models, but they are still in good working condition.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So when the bus if the bus becomes available, you'll purchase one more before the end of the school. And will that make our fleet pretty much up to date?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion, we approve H24, please.
H25, or was that H24?
It was age 24. And it's been a long haul, by the way, because that was one of the first things I saw when I got here, is it was a bus from 1989. I went, that was 3 years before I 2 years before I graduated high school, y'all. So it's in much better condition, the fleet is.
Coach, did you second that?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. H25.
Yes, ma'am, sir. Miss Mona Lisa Jones.
Yeah.
Hi, I like that, Mona Lisa. Let me gather myself first. On the group that Miss Jones, that you're asking us here to purchase, you just got here, but have you used this group before? It doesn't matter here or there.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, and their success rate is pretty good?
Absolutely. I've used them for about 10 years.
Okay. Now, this is the meat of my what I'm asking about. On the Form 471, and of course, we would pay them $3,500 whether they win or lose. And, ma'am?
As a retainer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And their success rate of getting what we need is 90%, 50%, 40%?
It's been 100% so far.
100%. Okay. So with that, this is what scares me. They want a cost of the pre-discount costs if they, and so normally what is a pre-discount cost? They say 4.5% of the pre-discount costs.
That's a great question. Vicksburg Warren School District has $1.2 million available for E-rate funding. And with that amount, the district will pay 10% of the 1.2 million. And then whatever we're funded for, we pay them 4.5%, but we would be really wise and not do it all at one time. It's a process over a number of years that we would have to pay that amount.
So they would get 4.5% of the 1.2 or
Of whatever we decide to buy.
whatever we decide to buy?
Yes, because with E-rate, you may get funded for a whole bunch of stuff, but then you may decide that you're not gonna use it all at that time, and you can return that money back to E-rate and use it at a later date.
Yeah, we did this, something similar, different, that we're looking at technical terms with switches.
Yeah, we don't.
Yes,
Fire
Everything
walls
is
and all.
coming to end of life, so.
Right, and it's time, and it was $1 million then, and this was, Lord, forever ago, it feels like. And then I think we got 980,000 back in E-rate reimbursement. So, I think Lisa found this money about 2 weeks on the job. She's like, hey, I'm paying you $1 million. I went, hey. I $1 million.
I know, right?
I know, right?
Did you outsource yourself for personal use? So
Yeah. I don't need $1 million.
And my last question.
Yes, sir.
Do you have somewhat of a dollar figure that you think you might want to, like you said, we had 900,000 last time. Do you have somewhat of a figure that you could, I'm not saying concrete, but just quick saying?
This first year, we're gonna come really, really close to 600,000.
Okay.
Because everything is coming to the end of life, the switches, the access points in our classrooms, so.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
have a lot of work to do.
And I promise I won't hold you to 600,000. I promise you that.
He's lying. It's 600,000 and $1. He's gonna be asking where that dollar came from.
Okay, Mr. Superintendent. I'd like to make a motion that we approve H25, please.
All right, got a motion second to approve H25 of the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. H27.
Oh, that's, I'll take that, 27. Actually, I don't, I want this approved, but I'm just, this happened in the summer, and it's almost Christmas time, and you asking this to be paid. I just want to know, how did it slip by for so long when everybody else in the summer got paid?
Hit the August check for everybody for that
Yes, sir.
period of time, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
when she made us aware. And at that point, we had to run down how it occurred, and you see the notation of how that happened. It wasn't submitted, but the employee hasn't worked those hours.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doubting, you know, that they didn't work or anything
That's
like
how
that.
that
I'm just, it just baffles me. It took from the summertime. But that means we're paying the teachers really well. You all need no more raises. You can know from summertime to now that you don't need your chip.
She was Johnny on the spot when she was there.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve H27, please.
Second.
Your motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And H30, sir.
All right.
Okay. Really simple. Mr. Sims, on this, oh, no, this Ms. Lewis, I'm sorry, but it does involve you, Mr. Sims. Is this the $1,000, Ms. Lewis, that they're talking about in this bill 1427 and 1542 for the SROs?
I would think so. I hadn't, in terms of the dollar amount, which was not in the resolution, but yes.
Right, I didn't, yeah, okay,
Yes. And I will verify that.
okay. So, do you know if, well, you've answered my questions, well, I was just wondering if it's a one-time or if they're gonna be,
How long?
just a one-time? Okay,
And it's called hazardous pay.
yes, sir,
Yeah, don't cover.
okay, okay, all right. I'd like to make a motion to approve H30, please.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve H30. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, with that, the proposed consent agenda items is handled. We need to go to K1, information only, district policies review.
Doc, you on, babe?
Just information only, that's to keep us in compliance with reviewing our policies within the full calendar year. So
No action.
no actions, no actions.
Take a look at them. If y'all want to change them, make a recommendation. We'll bring it back to you next month.
All right, when that action taken, we'll go to L1, 16th section. Do we have any information on this?
Just that the due date for the ones that you see on your report, October 1, you have not received them yet.
Okay, so no action needed to be made there. All right, so then we'll go to item L2, and it's my memory and understanding, this is a lease assignment from one landowner to another where they were leasing a little 600th or 6/10 strip of property out on Bovina Tippintown Road, am I right?
Yes.
And so do we need to make action on this?
Yes.
Okay. So if I can get a motion and a second to approve this lease assignment.
Make a motion that we approve this lease assignment.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We've been through our executive session, so I think there's one thing that Sally wants to say. You want to adjourn us?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting. Thank y'all very much for your patience and everything tonight.